Hi, my name is Alicia Lynch. I'm a co host on Unapologetically Reborn. I wanted to share this moment with you, and I'm hoping that it can be an inspirational moment for somebody that suffers from a traumatic background or is afraid to take chances or feels like they can't achieve something. So I'm not quite sure if you know the story. Some of you may, some of you may not. But when I was a kid, I was born in 1975, and being left-handed was detrimental. It was completely unacceptable. So my first year in school, in kindergarten, I didn't know how to tie my shoe. And my teacher would get really upset with me and tell me that I was dumb. And that message I carried my entire life. And as my elementary career moved, I wasn't allowed to participate in some of the classes. For an example, reading class. Reading class, I had to go to Title I. And in that, stage, they would take me into a little room. A lady would come, she would pull me out of class, and she'd take me in this little room. And in that little room, I would have these sheets of paper. And I would have to, depend on the week, draw this or draw that. But basic concept was use my right hand. So instead of learning, to be honest, I don't remember how I learned how to read or who taught me how to read. What I do know is I read very well, and it was something that came easy to me. And nobody would listen. So the kids in the class were reading a pig book. I don't remember if it was Charlotte's Web, what it was. But I remember I picked it up. It was Mrs. Smith's class. I picked it up and I said, why can't I be in this class? I can read the book. And she's like, no, you can't. And yeah, I can read the book. So I demonstrated to her that I could read the book. But I wasn't allowed to be in the class with the other kids, as I had to go with this woman and work with my right hand. So, side note, in my background, my safe haven was the library. I used to play with this little girl named Amy, and her mom took us to the library. I got my first library card. I believe it was first or second. I want to say it was first grade. Anyway, I fell in love with the library. And I would ride my bike there. I would get as many books as I could check out, as many books as I could carry in my backpack as I drove home on my bike. And that was huge for me. And then fast forward, I wrote this book, like I said, Unapologetically Unseen. I published it 2 weeks ago. Put my heart and soul in this book. Very important to me. And it's about growing up around addiction and how this can become problematic in your adult life, the behaviors that kept you alive as a child, and how they can basically destroy you as an adult. On a whim, I decided that I would write to my local library and ask them if they'd be interested in looking at my book. So I waited for the reply. I got a response. Here's my proof. I just received an email. Maybe 8 minutes ago. The library accepted my book. They want to feature my book. And that means that from 50 different libraries, somebody can request my book, borrow my book, and read my book. And that little kid, that little girl that will go to the library and look at all these books. And it's crazy to me because that place that saved me is the place where I live now. I made it. And to be told that you're dumb or that you have some type of deficit because you're different or you're unique in some way, and then to have your work that you've worked so hard on, that you put your heart and soul in, that meant so much to you, and to have it be on library shelves for other people to see, it's amazing. You guys, if you've struggled with anything, adverse childhood stuff, or you thought you weren't good enough, or you've been in a domestic relationship with somebody that was bad, whatever it may be, and you didn't think that you could accomplish something, I hope that you'll put some merit into what I'm saying. Keep going. Keep trying. You can do this. Thank you so much for letting me share that.